Welcome to all of you. A very good morning. I hope all of you are doing well. Yesterday we discussed about the Eilert rule to solve the problems based on indefinite integral, and that was the last topic based on indefinite integral. Now today I am going to start the topic based on definite integral and its related properties, and then we will go and solve some problems based on definite integral. Now in the first case we discussed about indefinite integrals. In the indefinite integral we do not have any range of the values from where to where it lies, but in case of definite integral we have some range where the curve starts and where the curve ends. For example, if you see the diagram here, this is the diagram, this is the curve whose equation is y is equal to f of x. It starts from point A and it goes to point B. Now in order to calculate the area under this curve, we have to do the integration of this function, integration of f of x dx with limit as a to b, because it starts at A and end at B. Now if we need to find out the area of this, we need to take the function y equal to fx, integrate from A to x. So this definite integral will help us to solve the problems based on area under the curves, area between the intersection of the curve, and etc. Now definite integral means the integral function has some range, some values which we need to put in that. So if we have a problem a to b f of x dx, this integration is f of x, b and a. First we put f of b minus f of a. This is the value which we get after solving the problem based on definite integral. This particular relation is called second fundamental theorem of calculus. Now the solution pattern will remain same as we did in indefinite integral. At the last step, what we need to do, we need to just put these values a and b, which is given as the limit of that particular integral. So I hope you understand the concept behind the definite integral. It is basically used to calculate the area under the curve, because for that we have the range from where it starts and where it ends. So now I am going to tell you some problems which will help you to understand more about definite integrals. Now if we see some problems based on definite integral, the number one question is integration of x plus 1 dx with limit with range as minus 1 to 1. So first we do the integration of x, which is x square by 2, integration of 1, which is x, and then we need to put this value. First we put the above value and then we put the lower value. So this is 1 square 1 by 2, this is 1 minus this function minus 1 square 1 upon 2 minus 1. So what we need to do, we have to put f of b minus f of a, because the range is from a to b. So after solving this, half plus 1 minus half plus 1, half and half cancel out, we get 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So in this case we do not have to write plus c constant, because in this case we have the range given. So in each and every problem what we need to do, we have to just integrate first and then we have to just put the value. We'll see one more question. Integration of 0 to 1 dx upon under root 1 minus x square. Now this is the integration of sine inverse x. So I have directly written as sine inverse x. Now we have to put the value 1 and 0. So this is sine inverse 1 minus sine inverse 0. This is pi by 2 and this is 0. So the answer is pi by 2. So in that case, in the case of definite integral, what we need to do, we have to just solve the integration as we were doing earlier, and then we have to put the value f of b minus f of a. Now we'll see some more question based on definite integral. Now if we see some more problems based on definite integral, we will understand the concept more clearly. Question is integration of 0 to pi sine square x minus cos square x. Now this can be written as minus of cos 2x, because cos 2x is cos square x minus sine square x, and it is written sine square x minus cos square x. So this is minus cos 2x. Now this minus cos 2x integration is minus sine 2x divided by 2. Now after doing the integration, I need to apply the value pi and 0, which is f of b minus f of a. After applying the value, I get that the answer is totally 0. So we need to just focus on the integration, and at last we need to apply the value f of b minus f of a. Similarly in this question, this is x ex plus sine pi x by 4 integration. The limit is 0 to 1. So what I did, I just separated them. This is x ex dx and this is sine pi x by 4. This is with the angle sine pi x by 4. So this is sine pi x by 4. Now doing separately this with the method of ILATE, because it is in product and it has two functions, algebra and exponential. Solving by the ILATE, I got x ex minus ex. This is the integration of sine is minus cos pi x by 4, and then this is the integration of this portion also, we get minus 4 by pi. Now after getting the integration by individual, we have to apply this range 0 to 1. So by applying f of 1 minus f of 0, the final answer that we arrive is 1 plus 4 by pi minus 2 root 2 by pi. You can check this answer by substituting the value. So the most important thing you need to understand here is that you just do the integration first, and at last step what you need to apply, you need to apply this concept f of b minus f of a. Now I will tell you some more formula which will help you to understand the question based on indefinite integral as well as definite integral. Now we will see some more properties based on indefinite integral, which will help you to find the problems based on area under the curves. There are three formula based on that. Integration of under root a square minus x square. If you see any problem based on this format, you need to apply x by 2 under root a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse x by a. Now after this, if there is a range there, we have to apply the range also. Similarly in this, under root of a square plus x square, the formula is x by 2 under root a square plus x square plus a square by 2 log of x plus under root a square plus x square. Now you have seen these type of formula in case of particular function, but in that case these terms are written as the denominator, but now they are in the numerator. So we have to change the formula as per the given value. So you see in these formula, in both these formula, there is slight difference. If it is plus, all the things are in plus. If it is minus, all the attributes inside are in the subtraction, are in the minus. Now you have to see all these formula in order to solve the problems related to application of integrals. Please see it very, very carefully. We will see one more problem based on the concept of definite integral, and then we will proceed for our next section in our next class related to the properties of definite integral, the most important topic of this chapter. First we will see this problem. Integration of 0 to pi by 2 sin x upon 1 plus cos square x. Now we know how to solve this equation, this function. Take cos x is equal to t, and by substitution method, the differentiation of this we get dx is equal to minus dt upon sin x. Now they are eliminated and we get integration of 0 to pi by 2 dt upon 1 plus t square. Now this is in terms of t, but we have the function dx. So now this can be written as tan inverse of t. The formula of this is tan inverse x or tan inverse t. Now we have to put the value of t again as cos x if we are not changing the limits. Or we can change the limit also according to the value of t. Now t is cos x, substituting pi by 2 and substituting 0. Cos 90 is 0, so tan inverse of 0 is 0 because the value of tan 0 is 0. Tan inverse of 1 is pi by 4, so this minus and minus becomes plus. The answer is pi by 4. So in case of problems related to 7.9 and 7.10, what you need to do, you need to just solve the integral as you were solving earlier, and then at last you need to apply the concept of definite integral, the second theorem of calculus, fundamental theorem of calculus, in which you are applying the value f of b minus f of a. So try some problems. If you are having any doubt in any of the problem, we'll discuss in our next class. And in next class, we will discuss the most important topic of this chapter, that is the properties of definite integral, which I will send you as a PDF also in order to see it very carefully and understand with the help of some examples. Till then, keep safe all of you, and try to be active always in all your studies and try to solve as much problem as you can. Thank you.